Me again, Butch, and trying to do a remake on this video to help anybody who might be interested in send some hearing protection out earlier. And so I had a couple of people asking me about, what would be good for it, kind of keep the ears warm too, with hearing protection, and I said fleece and stuff like that. But anyway, I know I showed it in my other video here, but I'm going to go ahead and show it here too. So if you just buy one of these, it's a lot easier to work with than the big one that was like a yard long. This right here, it works, it's fine, it feels good, but I think really this helps too. It's basically you're butchering up a head warmer. That's all this is. And but it works better. It's thicker, it's just more plusher. And Time and True is the name of it, and you can get it from Walmart. Time and True. And it's like a little hat thing, you can get a little ear warmer thing and gloves and stuff, all that stuff in the ladies section of the winter wear and stuff. $5 for it. It's cheap. It's way cheaper than what I bought it for fleece for in the yard, big little thing of fleece way back when I got it. So anyway, this is my Work Tunes. This is my Connects, Work Tune Connects. The headband's just different, and the ear gels, the cushions, that's different, and of course it has that in there. And so to put that in there, if you have Work Tunes, whether you have gray ones, whether you have those Work Tunes, whether you have any 3M Pelter products or 3M products, whatever, 3M Pelter is all the same thing. Work Tunes is all the same thing. So what you do is you take your fingers in there and you pop that out like that, and you take the fleece. I'm going to use this one for an example that you might have cut out of this, and you want to make sure you get it cut it within the circle, this little inside area of these ear cushions, because if you get it too far outside of this width, and it's going to kind of hang out, it's going to be hard to put this back on. So you want to kind of keep it centered right in there. And this is the thing that always messes with me. This is rubbing against my ear, especially this rough spot, because I can feel the speaker. It's rubberized. That part right there, it's rubber. And of course, you got the inside of that. They're meant to be sweated in and stuff like that. So all the electronics is on the other side of it. So you can sweat in these a little bit. It's not going to hurt them. And there are people out there wearing them all the time. I see them, boy, this guy cuts the grass from around here. He wears them all the time. But anyway, what you do in this part, you take that fleece, the one that you just cut from this. But like I said, I'm using the other one as an example because I don't have another one with me. I got them in all my headsets, about 3 of them. Anyway, you just take it and you lay it centered like on that, like that. Whatever soft side you want of it. And then you take your ear cushion and you snap it back on there. Like I said, don't make sure you don't have too much hanging out. If you do, you can always trim it off. It's like trimming fat off bacon. Trimming material out, So there you go. And that's got fleece in there. I took these out of stuff. I didn't think I liked it anymore, but I might put them back in. He said, "Dad, what'd you do that for?" I don't know. I didn't like them. But anyway, that's real soft on your ears and everything. Keeps your ears warm, keeps your ears comfortable. So the farther back it goes, though, it just depends on how much you need to put in there. But with this right here, it's pretty thick. So if you got this side, if you cut around the stitching area there, and don't cut inside the stitching, it'll hold that on there. So I mean, what I'm saying is, when you cut it out, if you use this kind of thing, kind of cut from one border to the other border, and don't go like long ways within that thing there, because if you do, that part right here fall off. And just cut them from one stitch to the other stitch, and when you put them in there, it holds that in there, and you got more insulation. And like I said, it does block out more sound. a little bit more sound than what your dampener sponges block. What these block right here. It helps these block out a little bit more sound. So anyway, that's how you do that. Take that out of there. You might not want that back. And it's real easy to do. You can do it with your work tunes, your yellow ones, your gray ones that are Bluetooth, and it's got the dials with a rotary dial. And like I said, they're going to take those and turn them into hi-fi, and they're also going to have phone call answering on those before the end of the year. So they're going to be a more of an upgraded set. And of course, you can do that with these work tunes here. Actually, let's see. That's what they look like, the original ones. And they also the X series. You can do it with these two. You see how deep your ear cups are. You might have to go a little bit, put more material in there, or but you can bring it out there or whatever, and that works too. These right here have a Bluetooth communication accessory, and they already are out. Like they were in for $60 to $80, depending on who you get them from. So you'll have Bluetooth, and you can also talk to a little thing with these on, and you like talk to somebody. And these are pretty comfortable because your ear goes right up in there. Now, if it's too tight against your ears, you can kind of feel it right there. But these right here, they encompass your whole ear, so it feels pretty good. Even on my big head, it works pretty good. But anyway, you can use them on your 3M Work Tunes Connect. You can even use them on costs. All you got to do is kind of work it in around this thing here. This is your cost QZ99, QZ, whatever you call it. QZ's 99s. And yeah, they'll work on that. They'll work on your filter alerts, which is a Work Tunes Plus. That's all it is. It's the same thing as a Work Tunes, but it has active listening and stuff like that. That's what that is. And yeah, so real easy stuff, easy peasy. So anyway, hope that helps somebody. I think, in my opinion, if you get gels, a little bit more comfortable than regular cushions, because they let your ears kind of get up in there a little bit more. And it kind of expands a little bit more, so your ear can kind of get up in the within the ear cup. So anyway, if that helps anybody, that's great. Great. If you don't like it, don't watch it. That's all I can tell you. All right. Any kind of comments, whatever, just hit me up, and I'll be glad to help you if you can. Bye. Add real quick, and if you have headphones like my son does, this is his pals. I'm borrowing these because he's like, headphones. These are cushions that kind of are really, you kind of put your finger up in there and run your finger around like that, instead of just popping these things off, which you probably not want to do with these. But with other headphones, you probably can pop the whole cushion off, which is really easy. These, you can't do that so much. So what you do is you take that fleece, or whatever, the fleece I just showed, the ones from the headband, or this, or whatever you want to do, and you just stuff them in there, and you run them around the edges. That's what I was trying to say. See, like that. And their fingers stink like oil. I changed the battery today, like 3 or 4 of them. But anyway. There we go. So, there we go. So, that's what you got. You got this side without it, and this side with it. So, what you just basically taking your finger and running around the edges like that. And so, that's easy for that. And the other ones, like I said, pop right off. You lay them on there, you put them back on, or you can just use your finger and run around the edges. So they work with headphones too, regular headphones. It just depends on what you can do with the ear cushion, how it comes off. And most times you can just take it and run around with your finger. It's really easy. No problem to it. Okay. Hope I help somebody. Thanks. Bye.